the gospel. Why are you doing this for me? I'm doing this for you because God did something for me. This is what makes giving a ministry. It's because it is an avenue for the gospel to be proclaimed to somebody who may not know Jesus. It is a way for us to display the love of God to the world. Simply through giving. This is the benefits so that you can have what you need and so that you will have more than what you need to help somebody else. Allow me to say this. The context of the passage is about a financial contribution. I've been in church all my life. And I've heard preachers, when they come to this passage or any other passage on giving, they talk about you need to give this and you have to reap what you sow, but it doesn't necessarily mean that God is going to give you money if you give money. Well, that's not the concept of reaping and sowing. That sounds good, but there's no truth in that. I don't plant oranges looking for apples.
All right.
Something's wrong with that tree. Your needs will be met. Paul, the context of the passage is specifically talking about financial contributions. Not you make a financial contribution and I'll give you that pair of shoes you want. That's not what I sold. I didn't sow shoes. This is why you need to understand the concept of sowing and reaping. Because if you misunderstand the concept of sowing and reaping, you misunderstand the purpose of giving. You're looking for it to come another way. No, it comes the same way that you planted it. To prove his point, Paul quotes from Psalm 112, verse number 9, in verse number 9. He says, he scattered abroad, he gave to the poor, his righteousness endures forever. This is a psalm of David. Psalm 112 is a psalm of David where David was on the run from his son Absalom, who was trying to kill him so that he could overtake his throne. David is running. He is away from his house. He is away from his food. He is away from his clothes. David is in need, isn't he?
Yes.
But because David had sold into giving clothes to other people, because David had sold into giving food to other people, because David had sold into giving financial contributions to people in need, when David was on the run from his son Absalom and he came across people who saw that he was in need, guess what David reaped? They gave David back what he sold.
Amen.
You need clothes? Here's some clothes. You need food? Here's some food. He's just reaping what he sowed. Not something else. There's a benefit in giving. You have to reap what you sow. How much of that you reap is up to you. That you will reap is up to God. But give yourself a chance to reap something by planting some seeds. The person who understands the concept, the purpose, and the benefits of sowing and reaping is the Christian who is not afraid of having enough after giving to God. When you understand the concept of sowing and reaping, when you understand the purpose of sowing and reaping, when you understand the benefits of sowing and reaping, you don't have to worry about having enough. Because the concept of sowing and reaping lets me know that I have to reap something if I sow something.
That's it.
And if I sow with the right attitude, with the right motivation, if I sow enough, then I'll always have enough. Because God will make sure I have enough. So I don't have to worry about having enough when I have an able God who is able to make sure I have enough. Do y'all know people like this? I'm a spend all my money because I know if I call mama, they'll help me out. Don't live like that. Use what you have wisely. And sow wisely. Purpose it in your heart. My grandmother taught me this lesson. My grandmother, she loved to plant her own tomatoes and okra. Because I was a teenager and didn't have anything else to do, so she thought. I had the privilege of helping her plant her okra and her tomatoes. She taught me how to use the garden tool. She taught me how to water those okra, tomatoes. But what I found very interesting was when she went to the store to buy the seeds. I didn't understand why she bought so many seeds. The garden wasn't that big. I didn't understand why she bought so many seeds. And then she would dig the little hole in the ground. And she would put about 8 or 9 seeds in one hole. And I would think, why do you want so many tomatoes? It's nothing but 3 people in this house. And one day I built up enough courage to ask her. I said, Mommy, why do you plant so many tomato seeds? And why do you plant so many okra seeds? My grandmother said something that tickled the cerebral cortex of my frontal lobe. She said, so I can give some away. I didn't understand that until harvest time. When harvest time came, my grandmother, she would take all them tomatoes and okra that she planted, she would put hers to the side. Then she would pull out bags and she would bag up tomatoes and okra and she would take them to the church. And I would watch these old ladies as one handed tomatoes and okra, another handed fish, another handed this, another handed that. They would give to one another to make sure that they all had what they needed. It's the ministry. It's the ministry of giving. This is why we give, so that everybody can have what they need. But if nobody puts anything in, the church cannot do anything to help anybody else. But this is the very thing that Christ has called us to do. Minister to the needs of other people. That widowed woman, 1 Kings 17, who initially was unwilling to give Elijah the prophet some bread because all she had was a bowl of flour and a jar of oil. She eventually decided to give Elijah what he asked for. And in return, God made sure that she never ran out of bread.
Thank you, Lord.
In fact, the Bible reads it like this. It says, her bowl of flour was never exhausted. You like that language, don't you? Mm-hmm. That means she always had what she needed. Because she gave it cheerfully. And the Lord loves cheerful giving. God bless you. God keep you. Those of the church over, you're here this morning and you